So as we head towards Christmas and the silly season, I want to help you see how you can survive this month without coming out the other side and having put on weight and feeling terrible and letting go of all your goals, okay? So what I'd like you to think about is the rule that I follow, which is the 80-20 rule, okay? So 80% of the time you eat really well, you exercise, you look after your health, and 20% of the time you let yourself go a little bit, okay? You don't mind having the indulgent treat, you don't mind having a glass of wine or two here and there. So the thing is, if we can maintain this during the silly season, then when you do get to January, you don't have to look back on the month and regret some decisions that you've made. You can feel comfortable in knowing that you enjoyed your time, but you didn't do it to a point where you had regret, okay? So one of the main things that I would like you to focus on during December is keeping up your exercise. Now, why is that important? Well, the thing is, when we exercise, what that really does is it lowers our stress levels. I think so many people forget how good we feel when we actually exercise. So when people are so busy because they've got so many other things going on and they stop exercising during December, yes, it heightens your level of stress. It not only heightens your level of stress, it makes you feel different within yourself so that when the month goes on, you can't concentrate on what needs to get done to be able to get through the month. You stop making smart decisions around food as well. So if you can maintain your exercise that you've been doing throughout the year, or even step it up a little bit during December, knowing that you're going to be indulging a little bit more, it can make a really big difference to how you feel when you do get to January, okay? So please make the effort to try and fit in as much exercise as you can during this month. And I know with school holidays coming up, if you're a stay-at-home mum or you've taken some time off over the coming weeks to be able to spend time with your kids, it's beautiful and we've got summer here in Australia. Make the effort to get out with your kids. That can be exercise. Go to the playground. Use some of these tips that I've given you in the past to be able to get out of the house and actually go and exercise. Okay, so playing at the playground with your children, it's a perfect excuse to get your body moving. So it doesn't have to be, I can't go to the gym because I've got my kids home from school, or I can't go for a walk because I've got my kids home from school. Get them on their bikes, run with them. Use what you can so that you're doing something that's fun with the family, but you're getting your body moving as well. So that can be really, really effective. When it comes to food, the best thing to do is really focus on eating as well as you can when you're not at functions, okay? So when we think about this time of the year, we're talking about, Christmas catch-ups, we're talking about end-of-year work parties, family gatherings, New Year's Eve parties. There's all of these things that seem to happen in December. Everyone wants to see you before the end of the year. And what we do is we tend to, indulge more so than what we would throughout the year. So if you can make more of a focus on your efforts for breakfast and lunch and your snacking during the day, that when it comes to those events, you know that you haven't completely let yourself go for the entire month, okay? You might want to make sure that you're taking along some healthy options to those gatherings so that you can't use that excuse. There was nothing healthy there to eat. There was nothing that, wasn't deep fried or whatever. There's no excuses because you've taken something along with you. I personally have to eat gluten-free. I'm a celiac. So every time I go somewhere, I take food with me and I take healthy options so that there's always something for me to eat. So the thing is, I've got celiac disease and I have to make sure that I have to eat gluten-free. Whereas with you, it's a little bit different because you don't have to eat healthy. It's a choice. So with that, make the choice to take something with you. In your head, say, if there's nothing there that's healthy to eat, what am I going to have? All right? So then you've got that backup option. But like I said, it's okay to indulge. It's okay to have a few treats, but you don't want to be having every single meal that's, horrible, unhealthy foods that don't fuel you and that don't make you feel good. Because when we eat differently over this period of time for too long, it makes us cranky, it makes us tired, it makes us bloated, it makes us feel different to what we normally would, alright? Another thing is being as organised as possible. The more organised that you can be during this month, the more successful you'll be towards your health goals. And when I talk about organised, I'm not just talking about food, I'm talking about everything that happens during this month. So it could be, your gift buying. How organised can you be with that? Can you start writing a list and getting things out of your head so that you can start focusing on, okay, what actually do I need to get done? Because sometimes when we get it out of our head and onto paper, it's really not as scary as what we've told ourselves it is. Okay, sometimes we go, oh my goodness, I've got all these things that I have to get done. When am I going to find the time? But when you write it down, you can see that actually there's not a whole heap that needs to be done. And then maybe start sectioning that off to work out, okay, I can do this job on this particular day, or I can wrap presents then, or whatever it is. But the best thing is to brain dump it. I like to call it brain dump. Get it out of your head and get it onto paper. All right? So there are a few tips that I'd like you to start thinking about and see if they make a difference to your month. And if you've got any feedback or any sort of advice that might help anyone else, please leave your comments below the video blog. And I wish you a very happy and safe Christmas and an amazing new year. And I look forward to sharing more with you in the new year. I'm Melinda Whelan. Love life, have trust in yourself, and make every minute